Before you continue, stop everything you're doing and pay close attention to what I'm about to reveal. There is a very specific reason why you still haven't been able to get rid of the ringing in your ears, and it has nothing to do with how severe your case is or how long you've been suffering from it. What I'm going to show you in the next few minutes will shatter a lie that doctors and specialists have been repeating for decades, a lie that is keeping you trapped in this sound-related nightmare. If you believe you'll have to live with this noise for the rest of your life, stay until the end of this video. Because ignoring what I'm about to reveal may be exactly why tinnitus continues to dominate your life day after day. There is a dangerous belief keeping millions of people trapped in this auditory hell. The belief that tinnitus is permanent, irreversible, a life sentence. And do you know who spreads this lie? Doctors who gave up on finding real solutions. Specialists who prefer to say, "Learn to live with it," instead of admitting they don't know how to fix it. And an entire industry that profits billions by keeping you dependent on treatments that never cure anything. But here is the truth no one told you. Tinnitus is not a life sentence. It is reversible, completely reversible. As long as you understand what is truly causing this infernal noise in your head. Let me ask you something. Do you remember when the ringing first started? That first day you noticed that strange hiss that just wouldn't go away? It probably happened after a period of intense stress, or after a terrible night of sleep, or during a difficult moment in your life. And since then it's only gotten worse, but here's what that reveals. If tinnitus had a beginning, it can also have an end. Because the human nervous system is one of the most adaptable and regenerative structures in nature. It can recover from almost any damage, as long as you give it the right tools. The problem is that no one ever taught you what those tools are. Let me explain what is really happening inside your head. When tinnitus began, something critical was missing in your brain. Specific chemical substances that keep the auditory system functioning properly were at dangerously low levels. And when those substances drop below a certain threshold, three devastating things happen. First, auditory neurons lose the ability to communicate properly. They begin sending confused, chaotic signals, and your brain interprets that confusion as ringing. Second, blood circulation in the inner ear and the auditory cortex drops dramatically. Nerve cells begin to suffocate from lack of oxygen, and suffocating nerve cells scream for help. You hear those screams as a constant ringing. Third, the nervous system loses its ability to adapt to stress. It becomes stuck in maximum alert mode. And in this permanent state of panic, every internal signal is amplified into tinnitus. But here is the part that changes everything. When you restore the substances that are missing, the process reverses. Completely. Neurons communicate properly again. Circulation is restored. The nervous system finally relaxes. And the ringing, it simply disappears. That is exactly why a team of researchers developed a natural combination of three elements that work together to reverse tinnitus through a process they call auditory neural recalibration. I'll explain how each one works. The first element is L-tyrosine. This natural amino acid is the raw material the brain uses to produce dopamine, norepinephrine, and other neurotransmitters that regulate stress. When these chemical messengers are balanced, the nervous system exits panic mode, and the ringing weakens dramatically. The second element is L-arginine. It forces the body to produce nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels and restores circulation in the inner ear. When fresh blood finally reaches the suffocating nerve cells, they stop sending distress signals and the ringing begins to fade. The third element is GABA, the brain's primary calming neurotransmitter. It shuts down the neural hyperactivity that amplifies tinnitus and allows the auditory system to reorganize and function normally again. When these three elements work together, they literally recalibrate the auditory nervous system. It's like resetting a computer that was frozen. Once the system restarts with the right resources, it works perfectly again. Now comes the crucial part that determines the results. These three elements could be delivered in capsules, but then you would waste most of the ingredients in the stomach and liver. That's why this formula was developed as a sublingual spray, applied directly under the tongue. When you spray it under your tongue, the ingredients are absorbed within seconds by blood vessels and sent straight to the brain, without losing potency along the way. Absorption is up to 6 times higher than capsules. You apply 6 sprays under the tongue, hold for a few seconds, and that's it. The elements are already working to recalibrate your auditory nervous system and silence the ringing. But I need to be honest about timing. In the cases I followed, the first improvements appeared between 2 and 3 weeks. The ringing becomes less frequent. The intensity drops. You begin to notice longer periods of silence. But complete recalibration of the nervous system happens between the 2nd and 3rd month of consistent use. That's when the brain has fully restored neurotransmitters, circulation has normalized, and the auditory system functions the way it did before tinnitus began. You wake up in silence, live your day without the noise, and finally sleep in peace. That's why continuous use for 3 to 6 months is always recommended. The body needs this time to lock in permanent recalibration. Now here is a critical warning. There are many counterfeits on the market. Products that imitate the packaging, but do not contain the correct ingredients, or worse, may contain dangerous substances. If you decide to try this solution, use only the official link below in the description. It's the only way to ensure you're receiving the authentic spray, manufactured in certified facilities in the United States. Do not risk your health with questionable products, and you are fully protected by a 90-day unconditional guarantee. If it doesn't work, you can request a full refund. No questions, no hassle, but almost no one asks for their money back. Because when you finally get rid of the ringing you thought would last forever, when you realize it was never a life sentence, when you reclaim the silence you believed was gone for good, you understand you've found freedom. If you're tired of believing you'll have to live with this forever, if you want to reverse tinnitus instead of masking it, if you want to prove this sentence is not permanent, click the link below. There you'll find all the information about this natural spray, how it recalibrates the auditory nervous system, the scientific foundation behind this approach, and testimonials from people who proved tinnitus does not have to be permanent. My goal is not to sell false promises, it's to show you that reversal is possible. Because ending tinnitus, proving it isn't permanent, and finally living in silence is not luck. It's neural recalibration applied the right way.